Welcome back. Now here on this video we'll start with post-installation configuration of RHEL5. Uh, from the last reboot, this was the screen that just now has came, and this is my first time login to root user on this machine. In this video we'll cover up the steps of configuring network, copying all the softwares, and while the copy is in progress, in the meantime we'll try to configure the disk and configure all the users and files. So here we have our screen, very first screen. The very first command that we can try on this screen is neat. This command is for network configuration. I'm just creating a folder for screenshots. Now you can see our ETH2 is active and the IP as provided earlier. The hardware device is binded to this my MAC address. Since the IP I have specified is 1.80, the next step that I should do is I should try pinging it from my host machine, and as you can see I'm able to log into my Linux machine from the terminal. So now the next step would be, as per the document, would be to create a software directory, which we can also do through terminal. And now we need to copy all our software which is required by a Linux machine to this directory. To do that, I'm using WinSCP. These are the folder I need to copy, packages and software, and these I will copy to software directory. And while these softwares are getting copied, I'll try to do other things like creating users. To create user, first you have to create groups, then you can create Oracle user. This thing needs to be done once the software is copied, so we can do it again as well. Change the password of Oracle user. Now instead of installing package here, I'll go with creating host file. Now we'll go to cd/dev and see the disk that we have already mounted. the disk that we have created. You can choose to create one partition with all the size. This will be our SDB1. So now if you can go and see, SDB is now converted to SDB1, now partitioned to SDB1. Similarly, SDC and SDD are still not having any of their partitions allocated, so we will do the same to both of them. Now we have all these things available as well. Now we will set few entry to UDEV. This is required because we are using raw devices for our configuration. So in order to provide permission to raw device and mount them, assign them to a particular raw device, we need to set the entry to UDEV, or otherwise we can try with init.d daemon, but it sometimes it doesn't work properly and it doesn't assign permission to raw devices. Now the next step would be to assign an entry to Red Hat release. This is required because Oracle is not a certified version on RHEL5. Now we need to set some semaphore entries. Add any duplicate entries if you find any. You can let your semaphore settings activated by running this command. Next step would be to put a hang check timer. To load it into library modules, you need to run this command. Check the, set security limits file for the hard limit and soft limits of files and processes. These settings are mandatory. Reason is you may not find errors on few occasions when you don't do these things, but there are chances that you will encounter any error while you are going through the post-installation testing of your complete RAC installation. So I have done all the things as required. I'm creating two folders, one for my CRS home and one for my Oracle home, and I'm giving the permission to Oracle user. Now the next step would